Today on the channel, we're going to be taking a look at the latest lightsaber addition to my collection. This one is courtesy of the fine folks over at Superneox. They were kind enough to send over the Cal Kestis EP4 lightsaber for me to check out. Nothing crazy with the packaging, just cardboard. Got the nice Arabesh font there on the front, gold. Just your standard run-of-the-mill packaging. You got foam inside, bubble wrap, protecting everything nice and neat. Does come with your Allen wrench key as well as extra screws for attaching the blade to the hilt. We have our lengthy multilingual product manual, which is very nice because these things do get a little complicated. Some of them have one button, some have two, some have three, and depending on how many buttons are on the hilt of the lightsaber depends on how you control it. Very handy dandy. We have our standard little blade plug. I hate these things. I think they look hideous. They're almost always the exact same design, but some people like them, so to each their own. But you get a blade plug, you get a standard USB-C charging cable, and then you have your standard acrylic stand. And again, this is another thing that almost every one of these lightsabers that I've reviewed on this channel all come with a run-of-the-mill display stand that's pretty much identical to each and every one of them. So nothing too crazy with the packaging and everything, but the lightsaber itself, ho ho ho! This is what I'm talking about. This thing looks gorgeous. So looking at the hilt up close, mounting the blade's very simple. You got two bolt holes on each side. You're gonna put your little screws in there, cinch them down with the Allen wrench key, and you're good to go. But all metallic construction, everything very sturdy, very well made. Nothing's loose, nothing's rattling, nothing feels like it's going to fall off. There is the front button dial here that you activate that actually does rotate. It's not a matter of a loose screw or anything. You can turn it as much as you want. It doesn't tighten, it doesn't loosen. It's just, you know, a part of the design of the hilt itself. So it's made to actually rotate and spin. And we have our secondary button over here. So very close to each other. But this lightsaber activates with the button press as well as the twist of the wrist, and then you can change blade styles and ignition styles by how long you hold each one of those buttons, and we'll go through that momentarily. But standard features, we got our speaker here at the bottom. Unscrew the bottom of the hilt, and then we have access to the rechargeable battery, USB-C charging there, speaker there at the bottom of course. And then inside, if we want to unscrew this further, you can have access to the micro SD card where all the sound files are in case you want to try to manipulate that and upload your own. But as it stands, this is the Neopixel version 4, and it definitely has some improvements over some previous older Neopixel lightsabers that I've reviewed on the channel already. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. So I've been collecting lightsabers for a while, and I've amassed a few, to say the least. They all operate slightly different than one another, different features, functionalities, manufacturers, buttons, things like that. But this one right here, this Cal Kestis EP4, is actually pretty straightforward and very, beginner friendly, if you will, as far as the features and functionality and how to activate and things like that. So let's go over some of the basic features. First and foremost, we have our main button here on the front. I'm going to press it once to activate the lightsaber. Turns on, press it again and turn the lightsaber off, and that just ignites the blade on and off. You're going to have to long press it for power on and power off. You can also do the wrist motion to turn this on. There you go, a little flick of the wrist, turns on. Same thing, flick it again, turns off. We also have our secondary button here. We just tap it, and it'll tell us different sound fonts. Every sound font's going to have a different color, different blade ignition style, different kind of crackling sounds that the lightsaber is going to be making out of the speaker. So, as you can see, that one had a very varied ignition style that was pulsing with white lights, and then it came down to this purple light, which kind of looks white on camera, but I assure you this is more of a purplish pink hue. Turn it off. Again, we're going to just tap that button. Ooh, okay, so we got a Darth Maul red. Got a buzz. And the more I swing this around and try to like smack it, you see those clash clashing effects we have here. I swing the lightsaber around. The lightsaber sounds like it's being swung around, so it's great. Change different sound font again, just tapping that button. So red blade again, but a different sound effect coming out of the speaker. Got low ceiling, so I have to be very careful with me trying to swing this around. Here we go. As you can see, we got a pulsing light. Flickering green light. Now instead of just tapping the button, I'm actually going to hold it, and we're going to get different blade styles.
Blade pulse.
Blade pulse. So there you go. Strobing in and out. Hold it again.
Blade rainbow.
Rainbow. There you go. You got a rainbow effect.
Blade infinite.
Blade infinite. So it's going to go color strobe up and down through the entire spectrum. I mean, unless you're at a rave, I don't know when anybody would ever kind of use those kind of settings, but they're there again.
Blade wave.
There we go. Another strobing pattern.
Blade fire.
So this one's probably a little harder to see. So it's pulsing like a flame up and down the blade. So you're seeing a little burst of red color shoot up and down.
Blade flash.
There we go. And this one's primarily white with some little hits of green and purple flickering in and out. Again, camera probably can't pick it up, but that's the way it looks to my naked eye.
Blade crack.
There we go. And we have cracked blades, so this is primarily a blue color with little white pops going up and down. Now if we hold our main button, instead of just tapping it to ignite the lightsaber, we'll get different styles as well.
Counter ignition.
Me personally, I'm very vanilla. Like I like your standard smooth ignition lightsaber, but it's nice that we have different options out there. And one thing I will note is the sound that's coming out there, the little audible cue. This is a much more improved version. Older lightsabers that I've had, let's say Blade 1, Blade 2, Blade 3, this one actually gives you a little more detail as far as what kind of ignition and blade styles you're getting.
For ignition. Photon ignition.
As you can see though, this thing is incredibly bright. Very, very, very bright colors. I mean, this thing will illuminate a dark room. So overall, just the design, the aesthetic, and the delivery of how accurate this thing is to the video game. They did a phenomenal job. I love the design aesthetic as far as the cutouts of, the section right here really lets that blade shine through, especially when it's illuminated. And one of my favorite features for sure, it's just the weight distribution. This thing definitely feels very solid in the hand. It's not overtly top heavy to where you feel like you have to hold it with two hands like a broadsword or anything. The grip is great. It's metallic, so it's very, very sturdy in your hand. It's not like a squishy rubber or anything like that. We got a nice little loop there, so you can put it on your Jedi robe if you wish, if you're cosplaying. Let's go ahead and activate it with a button. Like I said, you can also do the twist of the wrist. But we also have a nice little glow there at the bottom speaker area, which is very, very cool. But like I said, just being able to see that extra exposed portion of the blade, it looks phenomenal. And of course, all the features we just went over. We got smooth swing, we got flash on clash, we got the blade blaster deflections. I mean, this has all the bells and whistles you could possibly want. If you really need a little bit extra, you can go, the Profi board and put that in there. But overall, I've been happy with these Neopixel ones. And I gotta say, Superneox did a great job with this lightsaber. If you're a big fan of lightsabers, if you're a big fan of Star Wars, or if you're a big fan of the Jedi Order games, definitely check this out. I'll put a product link down in the video description box below if you're interested. And guys, let me know your thoughts. Who's your favorite Jedi and or Sith? What's your favorite looking lightsaber that's been, put out there in the movies or video games? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.